Hey Knights! So I'm going to be reading the next few chapters of the Traveler's Wish. So chapter 15. I stood in front of Raphael's room. He was facing the wall, mumbling to what appeared to be a small land turtle. Knock knock. I could feel him scowl, even though his back was towards me. And what does the little princess want? His words came out in an irritated tone. I rolled my eyes. Little princess? I decided to let that go. I just wanted to know what your problem is with me, Raphael. Occasionally you're nice to me, but most of the time, even my mere presence annoys you. I stepped inside his room. He shot me daggers, a look that clearly said, "Oh no, you didn't." He snapped. "Oh, that's fine. Walk all over my space, just like you've walked all into my family. All powerful and understanding, knowing everything about us," he scowled. "You just waltz right into my family and expect to be welcomed, loved, and accepted. And those idiots just trust you, after just meeting you? Well, guess what? You may have them wrapped around your jeweled little fingers, but not me. That's rich." "You what, Raph? This isn't even about me or them, isn't it? You just can't stand that there's someone else like the guys trust besides you. You're jealous, and your constant sarcastic dissing of me. Well, guess what? I'm the sarcasm queen, and I learned from the best." He stood up and faced me, coming right in front of me. He crossed his arms. "Yeah? And who might that be? One of your circus clowns?" "You." I stuck my finger at his chest. "I learned from you, Raph. I understand you more than you think. How could you? You think I don't understand anger, Raphael? That's where you're wrong. You complain about not being understood and feeling alone, and just generally being mad at the world for the sad lot you've been cast. For being born a mutant, a freak. Well, you know nothing of anger. My family was killed in front of me when I was just a child. My only brother, the person I love the most in the world, taken from me. I grew up constantly bullied and teased by people just like you. And I should hate you, but I don't, because I know what compassion you are capable of. Then, after years, I finally started to feel normal again, and some douchebag comes along, and just because I won't sleep with him, he cheats on me with some skank. Then, to top it all off, I nearly fell to my death, but instead of dying, I survived. You think you have it bad? You think you're so alone and misunderstood? You have 4 brothers who love you. Mine is dead. So don't talk to me about anger. I understand how you feel more than you can possibly imagine." I flopped down hard onto his bed, shaking my head and crossing my arms. His expression softened. He looked as though he felt awful. He sighed and sat down next to me on the bed. We just sat there in silence until he finally spoke. "I'm not really used to saying this, but," he paused, "I'm sorry. Sorry for the way I've been acting." My blue eyes met his green ones. I saw in them he sincerely meant the apology. My anger subsided. "It's okay." Then his turtle began climbing into my lap. I smiled down at the cute little normal creature. "Hey there, little guy. I wonder if he will get jealous that this turtle came to see me and not him." To my surprise, he didn't. "His name's Spike." "Spike." I smiled. Good name, great vampire." Raphael's eyes widened. "There are vampires in your world?" I laughed. "No, but if they all looked like him, I wouldn't mind." "What?" said a confused, sigh-carrying turtle. I handed him his turtle and stood up. "Nothing. Never mind. It's another parallel world." "Oh, okay." I smiled at him and turned to leave. Roxanne, about the fight earlier. We're cool, right?" he said from behind me. Glad I wasn't facing him so he couldn't see my huge ear-to-ear grin. "Yeah, Raph," I chuckled. "We're cool." I walked out down the hall and was greeted by Splinter. "I've heard the things you've said to my sons. I just wanted to say thank you. I think you've gotten through to them in ways I just couldn't." I nodded respectfully as always. He turned and started to walk away. Then I remembered. "Sensei, I know about Miwa." The giant rat stopped dead in his tracks. "I suspected you, May." He turned to face me again. A calm look on his face hid the nervousness I could feel was beneath. I hadn't seen him this nervous since the classic episode, The Catwoman of Channel 6, where he had to face off against April, who had been mutated into half-cat. I decided to reassure him. "Don't worry, I haven't said anything to the guys. It's not my place to tell them of your daughter. It's yours, and I respect that it is your business, and you should be the one to tell them." The master looked relieved and smiled slightly down at me. In this universe, he towered over me, at least 7 foot tall. Strange compared to his small 4-foot stature in the rest of the parallels. Plus, I don't want to be the one to tell Leonardo that he is in love with his half-sister. That is some serious Star Wars-style shit there. If you will pardon my language, sir. His fingers fiddled with the hilt of his cane. Well, as you can see, this is an awkward situation. Nothing more awkward than finding out the girl you like, who thinks she is the daughter of your arch-nemesis, is actually the daughter of the guy whose human DNA you were mutated from. Nothing like an awkward situation to bring out the cheap jokes. I serioused up. Trust me, Master, they won't be related like that. I know it won't work out like that. The mutagen will affect something, and they will not be related, so it wouldn't be incestuous. There will be a loophole somewhere, I said reassuringly. Something. Did I just say that? I definitely won't be winning any science awards anytime soon. How can you be so sure? Splinter asked skeptically. Don't worry, it's too amazing of a romance for the universe to just let them be siblings. This universe doesn't work like that. Sure, I may not be a genius like Donatello, and I don't know the exact details of mutagen and the DNA relation to the formerly human Hamato Yoshi, but what I do know is a good love story when I see one. It's too good to spoil at a slight DNA relation. Unless this universe is like the Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's best not to think of that. I like you, Roxanne. I don't know why I allowed you to stay. I wouldn't normally have done that, but I sensed good in you, and I'm glad I did. If I may, I can answer that question for you, sir. Another version of you was slightly psychic and had the ability to sense the presence of good and evil, in both people and places, and I believe some of that exists here in this universe of you. He nodded and laughed quietly. That explains much. He turned and headed to his study to meditate, something I notice he does a lot of. Chapter 16. I walked back into the living room. Michelangelo had just mimicked something and everyone was laughing. When I stepped up, Michelangelo jumped up and began walking around me and running his eyes up and down my body. Mikey, what are you doing? Checking for bruises, he replied, moving my hair away from my back to look at my neck. I laughed. That's adorable that he worries. We didn't fight. That's surprising, Donatello laughed. But we heard yelling, Leonardo asked. Yeah, lots and lots of yelling, continued April. And usually yelling with wrath never ends well. Michelangelo, now satisfied that I hadn't been damaged, plopped back down on the couch. No, we just straightened some things up. Ugh, I just realized how nasty I smell. Wait, is that the sewers or is that me? I was wondering if you guys had a shower down here. No, we licked ourselves clean like cats, joked Michelangelo. Of course we have a shower. Down the hall to the left. Only the hot dial turns on the cold water and vice versa for the cold. And you have Donnie to thank for that, Leonardo told me. Donatello blushed. Hey, I was 6 when I installed that. I got the letters confused. That reminds me. I brought you some stuff. Donnie told me you didn't have anything on you. April said as she got up and reached behind the couch and tossed me a small black duffel bag. It's another change of clothes and some shampoo and stuff, but trust me, I know how hard it is to survive in a shampoo life. I can't talk. Let's try this again. It's another change of clothes and some shampoo and stuff, because trust me, I know how hard it is to survive in the shampoo-less house. Thanks. I smiled and headed for the shower. If April brought me some of her clothes, I'm really doubting they will fit. Any money she's a size 0 or smaller. No way I'm squeezing my size 5 figure into that. Well, I guess I'll have to wait and see. I reached the shower. It was a baby blue color with a green mat, and a lot cleaner and neater than I was expecting. I locked the door behind me, opened April's bag and grabbed the first thing on top, a bright yellow towel, and then a bottle of shampoo and conditioner. And yes, thank goodness, a razor. Stripped down, stepped into the shower, and remembering Leonardo's warning, I turned the knob with the C on it. And much to my surprise, cold water rained down on me. I shrieked slightly and jumped to the side of the shower. Maybe it just needs time to warm up. I reached my hand to the stream, and yes, I was right. It had already started warming up. After my shower, I wrapped the towel around me and began searching through the rest of the bag. A bright yellow t-shirt, some undergarments, a pair of stretchy yoga pants, a brush, glory, glory, hallelujah, and a set of toothbrush and toothpaste. I think everything but the bra and shirt will fit. I tried the bra. Yep, couldn't even close it in the back. Put my own back on. After I'd gotten everything else on, I tried the bright yellow shirt. Ugh, bright yellow. Not only do I hate the color, it makes my skin look awful. After much struggling, I managed to get it on. I looked in the mirror. I couldn't move my arms. My aerialistic, bulky muscles made the shirt unbearably tight around the shoulders. Man, I wish this would fit, and I wish it was any color but this dreadful yellow, I whispered at my reflection. And much to my surprise, the fabric began to stretch and the color began to change, till it fit like a glove and was a beautiful violet color. I smiled and laughed softly to myself. I guess I see what she means by willpower. I looked down at my ring. The dull, almost black-green color looked lighter and brighter. It must be recharging. After I finished, I walked back to the living room. Surprisingly, Raphael was there as well, socializing with his brothers in April. Wait, wasn't that shirt yellow? Her eyes wide. Well, apparently I have a few more magic tricks up my sleeves. I willed myself to make the sleeves longer. The purple fabric stretched itself all the way down from my upper arms down to my wrists. Wow, April said disbelievingly. I heard Raphael's Brooklyn chuckle. I've seen her mutate in a giant turtle. Making her shirt grow doesn't surprise me. Leonardo walked up to me. We are going patrolling topside tonight, and Sensei asked me to see if you wanted to tag along. Which I thought was strange, but he seems to think you can handle yourself. Really? Master Splinter suggested that? That's hard to believe. Considering I've had like 1 day of training, but with my rapid learning skills by now, I guess I could probably take down a purple dragon with my pinky or something crazy like that. I guess he knows I can handle myself. Maybe this was his way of repaying me for the whole Miwa thing. And besides, even if he hadn't suggested it, I would have gone anyways. Just try and stop me. Are you kidding? Yes, I'd love to go. Don't get too excited. Most nights it's pretty quiet. We hardly ever get any action, Leonardo warned me. I was about to make a you never get any action joke, but I held myself back. I couldn't expose these somewhat innocent minds to dirty circus roustabout jokes. Well, I've got to be going home now, April said sadly. I could see she was disappointed. She hardly ever gets to go patrolling, and I bet now that our dad is back, she probably hasn't in a while. It's dangerous for her, and she understands that. I can see that she does. She just started training and is inexperienced. Bye, April. See you tomorrow? Donnie asked, slightly anxious, as if anticipating it already. Yeah, you can't get rid of me that easily, she joked as she walked up and out of the abandoned subway station. Donatello's eyes followed her the whole time. Then he looked at me and realized I saw him staring. He blushed and looked away. I decided to practice a little more before he had to leave. I don't think the boys even noticed me sneaking away to the training room. Chapter 17. I practiced some of the defensive and offensive moves Leonardo had showed me for about 20 minutes. Failing miserably, falling on my face after every kick and tripping over my own 2 feet. I guess in my normal form, I'm my klutzy regular self. I only go Bruce Lee when I've got a shell on my back. After one particularly klutzy mishap, I fell straight on my ass. I heard laughter behind me. Stick to your day job, Raphael mocked me. You okay? Asked Michelangelo, concerned. Yeah, Mikey, I'm fine. Only my pride is bruised. I stood up, and something in the corner caught my eye. Something slightly hidden behind a torn old brown curtain. I got up and walked over to it. I pulled back the curtain, and hanging from the ceiling about 8 foot off the ground was a pair of gymnastic rings. Roman rings! I exclaimed. You have Roman rings? You're getting all excited about those things? I found those in a junkyard, only hanging them up because Mikey saw them in the Olympics, and I believe they are called gymnastic rings. Yeah, we use them for a bit for upper body strength training, continued Leonardo. In the circus, we call them Roman rings. My mother used to perform them in the show. I tried to jump to reach them, but my 5'3" build was just too short. My fingers missing the ring by just inches. I tried again with the same results. Ugh, white people can't jump, I complained. Yeah, but green ones can, said Mikey as he jumped and reached them easily, effortlessly pushing himself up into a handstand with a hand in each ring. He fell forward and gracefully propelled himself in a full spin all the way around before catching himself in another handstand. Just like an Olympic gymnastic. Man, he'd make one hell of a circus aerialist. He hopped back onto the ground. I tried to jump again and failed. Raphael, still silent, sighed like he couldn't take watching me try and continued to fail. He stepped behind me, grabbing my waist and lifting me up to the rings. I did not expect that. But hey, he got me up there. I swung up and hooked one knee into the rings. Then I sat up, grabbed the ropes, and pulled myself into a standing position with each foot in a ring. That was never in the Olympics. Mikey looked at me questionably. I slid down into a perfect split. Whoa, said the boys in unison. I never said I was in the Olympics. We do things differently in the circus, Mikey. After performing what little I remembered of my mother's routine, I dropped back to the ground. They clapped as I took a bow. That was so cool, Donatello told me enthusiastically. I changed into my turtle form. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that, Leonardo admitted. So, we're ready to go? I asked. You can't go like that, Donnie laughed. Yeah, now that you mention it, Donnie, she does look a little naked, Rock's voice as sarcastic as ever. What are you guys talking about? I said, starting to feel a little embarrassed. Mikey rolled a chair behind me. Sit. I sat. Okay, guys, let's get her dressed, ordered Leonardo. Before I knew it, Donnie and Mikey were wrapping long leather strips around my large green feet, while Leonardo wrapped short sports tape around my hands, and Raphael strapped a set of Mikey's dark brown leather elbow and knee pads to my body, then a leather belt. They looked like they were having fun, like I was a doll and they were playing dress-up with. I laughed through the whole thing. Done. Mikey helped me up. Wait, something is missing, stated Raphael. I'll be right back. He ran quickly towards his room, and within seconds he returned holding something balled up in his hands. He unfolded it. It was a pink mask, just like the ones they wore. I laughed. It's pink. So you're a girl. Don't all girls like pink? Well, stereotypical much? But honestly, I follow this stereotype and do have a love for the color. Yes, I like pink, but I was just wondering how you came in possession of it. Oh, that's my fault, said Mikey shyly. It was my turn to do laundry, and I used way too much bleach. Master Splinters now has his matching pink pajamas, which is funny considering they used to be white. Okay, Mikey, I laughed. Raph gently tied it onto my head. Tonight you can use my extra bow if you want. Donatello handed me another long wooden staff. I liked the staff. It felt good in my hands. I love the nunchaku as well, and I really can't wait to talk to Raphael into letting me practice his size. Sure, I could handle Leonardo's contas, but I don't really like them as much as the other weapons. I slid the bow staff effortlessly into its holder on my back. How do I look? I twirled. Awesome, said Leo and Mikey in unison. Hot, chuckled Ralph. His brother shot him the oddest looks. What? You're all thinking it. I'm just saying it. Man, I love his honesty. Man, I just realized I've been underground for more than 24 hours, I told the turtles as Leonardo pushed the manhole cover up and climbed out. I climbed the ladder last. Trust me, after years as an aerialist, I knew better than to climb up a ladder first if there's a line of teenage boys behind you. Once I was out and on the pavement, Mikey slid the round piece of metal back into its place. We moved silently till we were hidden in the shadows of the nearest alley. Here, in case we get separated. Donnie held out one of his handmade cell phones. My eyes lit up. A turtle comm, I squeaked. Actually, it's called I cut Leonardo off. Wait, wrong universe. Shell cell? No, that was 2003. Wait, I got it. T-phone. Is that your final answer? Raphael mimicked Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We scaled buildings with ease. Eat your heart out, Spider-Man. With Mikey occasionally cracking everyone up with a joke every once in a while. I was right, as usual. Mikey's fun, loving spirit keeps them alive. Without him, the tension and stress levels probably would have them all dead by now. I told a few funny circus tales that seemed to interest them, like my many mishaps and my former old bald Cuban acrobatics instructor. Yeah, he never liked me much. Not only was I klutzy and had terrible focus, usual had a sarcastic answer for everything. Sound familiar, guys? She sounds like you three when we started weapons practice, laughed Leonardo. My legs were exhausted from leaping from rooftop to rooftop, which is actually a lot easier than it sounds, because all the buildings in New York are crammed together like sardines in a can. Guys, I gotta stop and rest for a sec. We stopped on the roof of the vacant brick apartment building. I dropped to the floor, grateful for the break. You're kidding, right? We started like 20 minutes ago. Man, you run like a girl, said Raphael. Really, dude? He did not just say that. Bro, she is a girl, Michelangelo stated. Oh, yeah, sorry. Old habits die hard, he apologized. That's the second time he apologized. Sorry, guys. You've been doing this a lot longer than I have. My powers only give me skills. I think I have to develop the stamina myself. Okay, everyone, take 5, Leonardo ordered. Raphael did a mock salute. Yes, sir. He leaned casually against the rusty door. Something rustled in the alleyway below. What was that? Mikey whispered. Let's check it out. Leonardo started walking towards the ladder. His brothers followed in suit. Ugh, now I gotta get up. It's probably just a stray cat or something. There's millions of those here in New York City. I forced myself to get up and follow them down the rickety old fire escape ladder. I hopped down to the cement and walked towards the boys. Leonardo's eyes suddenly got wide. Defense positions, he shouted. What? I asked, confused. Before I got any answers, Raphael grabbed my arm and pushed me into the circle they had made. They drew their weapons. I stood there in the center, still confused as hell. What the shell is going on? I saw they were all looking up. I followed their eyes. Then I saw. I quickly drew my bow staff. We were surrounded by foot soldiers. Okay. Chapter 18. Roxanne, stay behind us, Leonardo ordered from in front of me. And miss out on the action? Who does he think he's kidding? Yeah, we don't want you to break a nail on your first night out, Raphael joked. Or at least I think it was a joke. Or worse, dreaded Michelangelo. Forget about that, I said as I stepped between the orange and red bearing ninjas. Didn't they tell you I can't die? No, you kind of neglected to mention that. I can sense the slight worry in Donatello's voice at the sight of the 30-foot soldiers surrounding us on the rooftops above. So this is the one they were talking about, spoke a female with just a slight hint of Japanese accent. I recognized it immediately. Out of the shadows of the alleyway, in front of me, emerged the adopted daughter of the Shire. Dressed in black with makeup that not even a Cirque du Soleil clown would be caught dead in, and trust me, they wear some pretty messed up shit. Let's just say I'm not a big fan of this version's look of her. Or Cirque du Soleil, but that's another matter. Kari, Leo said through gritted teeth. Leonardo, she nodded to him, clearly pleased at his annoyance. Both sides stood still, waiting for the command to fight. She walked around till she was in front of me. She looked me up and down. My grip tightened on the wooden weapon in my hands. If she tries anything, I'm ready, I told myself. Great wooden stick version, the blade strapped to her back. I don't like where my mind was wandering. Don't think like that, Roxanne. You've got this. I wonder what a female of you things would be like. Is it true that those idiot thugs told me can it change? I felt the turtles tense when she called them things. Oh no, she didn't. I felt my ghetto black woman fury inside me. Ha! I set the end of my staff on the pavement and casually leaned onto it, relaxing. Hi there. It has a name, and these things here, I nodded to the boys still standing in their defensive positions, are more human than you, or any of your pitiful foot soldiers could ever be, I continued. I swear I could feel Mikey smiling beside me. It's strange how I can sense their emotions like this. And yes, if you must know, it can mutate at will. And it, I said, emphasizing the last word. I flashed to my human self for a second, before turning back into my mutant form. It's not exactly from what you would call around here. So it's not something you'd want to be messing with, I say very cockily. Her eyes widened. The foot ninja tensed as if ready to attack. She held up her hand, holding them back. And what exactly do you mean by not from around here? I smiled and nodded up to the stars. She raised her eyebrows at me. So you're not human, then? You know, I hadn't really thought about that. Am I human anymore? What am I? I played it cool, confident, as usual. There would be a time to ponder the mysteries of this traveling job later. No, yes, maybe, all above. What really is human anymore these days anyway? I answered sarcastically, cocking my sideways grin. So you can transform at will, yet you choose to look like a bald green amphibian? She questions my life choices. Yeah, it's time to get sarcastic. As classic Rolf would say, Well, I'd rather have no hair than look like you. Where did you get your hair done? Lesbians are us? I love that. Her jaw dropped. Mikey snickered. Meow, Roxanne. Kitty got claws. I like it, smiled Raphael. Yeah, honey, bet you weren't expecting that. And snapped my fingers in a Z formation, I thought to myself. She crossed her arms. All you need to know is I know all about you, and I chuckled. Even a few things you don't. Her too? Mikey asked, surprised. Kara, can we just have less talk, more fight? Leonardo sounded annoyed. She drew her sword. As you wish. The soldiers attacked. It was like that Aretha Franklin song, It's Raining Men. But instead of raining hot, half-naked models, I got masked ninjas dressed entirely in black. But who knows, maybe one of them does part-time as a male model. Ready to dish out some hot nun-chuck fury, Mikey? I asked the turtle to my right. Raphael rolled his eyes. When am I never ready? The ninjas landed around us. Leonardo was already fighting Chiara down in the alleyway. The metal clashing sounds of Kanta on Kanta reminded me of that. Cowabunga! I yelled as I flipped an oncoming foot soldier over me with the end of my bow, throwing him against the light post, knocking him out cold. Nice! Donatello congratulated me, while pounding another foot minion. We made quick work of them, my previous exhaustion forgotten as the adrenaline pumped through my system. What really surprised me was how Raphael fought with his size. I mean, it's easy for Michelangelo and Donatello to fight without worrying about killing someone. Their weapons were designed for beating. But Raphael, his weapons was for stabbing, plain and simple. Now I see why Master Splinter gave them to him. He masterfully clubbed the enemy in the head with the handles, and used them to disarm the blade-wielding ninjas with ease, catching the sword in the prongs of his weapon and twisting them out of his opponent's hands. Soon, most of the ninjas were unconscious on the ground or retreating. Hasta la vista, baby, I called after one I disarmed and who is now cowardly running down the alleyway. Man, they really don't make foot soldiers like they used to, sighed Mikey, disappointed in the short battle. I laughed. Man, if only he knew. Actually, they used to make them robots, who exploded after the slightest impact, so I'd count your blessings. Really? I could hear humorous disbelief in the techno-genius's voice. I wonder how his date's going, Raphael joked, nodding to the roof that Leonardo and Chiara were now fighting on. I laughed and casually propped my elbow on Raphael's shoulder. See that, guys? I asked. Now there's a sexual tension you could cut with a Kanta. Silence. I've been waiting like forever to tell that joke. I looked at their reactions. In my opinion, this brilliant joke. Michelangelo just looked confused. Donatello looked gross out. Then Raphael just started laughing, and I mean like really laughing. He slapped me on the back. I gotta remember that one. Finally, someone who got this amazing joke I had come up with. You don't think I look like a lesbian, do you? Kara asked Leonardo as her sword met his. I think the question caught Leonardo off guard. I don't know, he stuttered. She kicked him in the stomach. He flew against the railing. Hey, Leo, want to bring the party down here? We sort of broke all our toys, Raphael called up to his blade-wielding brother. Chiara noticed her soldiers gone. Well, I'd love to play, but the sheep needs shepherding. She did a black flip off the roof and was gone. Aw, little Bo Peep has lost her sheep, joked Michelangelo. Leo slid down the fire escape. Victory is ours? The corner of my mouth twitched into a smile. Bros, this babe got the moves, said Mikey. You got that right. I better watch my shell. You catch on quick, admitted Donatello. Raph slid to the top of the nearest manhole. Shortcut, anyone? On the way back, we joked about how Leonardo probably got his shell handed to him by Chiara. Man, you really told her off back there, Roxanne. I didn't think you had it in you, joked Donnie. Yeah, lesbians are us. That killed me, stated Mikey, grabbing his stomach and laughing. I don't think she looks that bad, blushed Leo. Yeah, she's pretty in a I will slice your head off for the glory of my father kind of way. Right, Leo? Teased Raphael. Hey, I defended Leo. You can't help who you fall in love with. Trust me. I am not in love with Chiari. Why does everyone think that? He pleaded. Man, you're whipped, spoke Raphael. When's the wedding? Joked Donnie. "You're so in love with her," said Michelangelo. "Are not," yelled Leo. "Are too," replied Mickey. By the time we got home, I was so exhausted, I even ignored the pizza that was waiting for us on the table. I changed back into my human self, stumbled to the couch, and passed out. But before I did, I heard a sweet California accent say, "She's pretty cool, dudes." Then a rough New Yorker reply, Yeah, I guess she is." I'm pretty sure I fell asleep with a huge smile plastered to my face. Okay, I'm going to stop this video there. Alrighty, peace out, Knights.